Ford Lane, and this is the Wilson House Scouts. It was originally a police station, and the marks are still there. Before the Scouts, it used to be the Civil Defence, because I trained on the Civil Defence here. It's now often used for elections, and for many years it was Civil Defence. Brooklyn grows field, and now there's a new build, flats, etc. For many years this was an old folks home. Well, old folks used to live in flats there. Badger Avenue leading up to Broad Street, these are all reasonably new houses. I wonder how many people remember the old prefabs. This area was full of prefabs back in the 60s when I used to live in Milk here. Corner of Broad Street and Badger Avenue, these houses were formerly the Broad Street Club. It's long since gone, but it was really a big place for entertainment back in its day. Badger Avenue, an all new housing estate. Surely everybody must remember the old Local Street School, which was formerly on the site. What's left of the old Market Street, the big building here used to be Crewe Community Action. Used to run a Kung Fu club from there. The rest of the street's now been taken up by Argos and the other. Has to be one. Formerly it was almost certainly Co-op, because the Co-op was on one side with a big supermarket, butchers and another on the other side. Down by the Ritz Cinema was the Co-op main offices. And next to the Co-op, of course, years ago there was the fire station. Co-op funeral place. All this again used to be the Co-op. That was the bread place where they used to go out every day delivering bread. And all the rest of it, which is now an MOT and clutch centre, used to be the Co-op milk with 30 plus vans going out every day as far as Shavington and Twitch, all round. At the side here, there's now new houses, which used to be the Cumberland pub, which is, like most of the pubs in Crewe, is now gone. Goddard Street, the comparatively new flats. All this used to be the Signal and Telegraph, British Rail at one time. And this now defunct opening used to be one of the main entrances for the workmen. The paper shop from my town used to come with his little trolley and a German Shepherd dog and buy papers for the workers. Richard Moon Street and these houses. How many remember was in the Bessemer pub, where the workmen used to come out of British Rail and go and get a pint of beer. If you were working in very sweaty conditions, you used to get a free pint of beer from the Bessemer. I'd say free, the British Rail page for it. Goddard Street, the site of the old LMR club, which was one of the first railway clubs. I believe it only served tea originally, because of the temperance movement. But there was the boundary marker for the LMR right next to it. And this field here was sort of part of it, a football field. And they used to have a circus come quite regular. I think you can still find the guy rope things in the ground. It's been now empty for a couple of years, waiting to be developed. Just on the corner of West Street, the old Brunel pub. Now closed down and going to be flats. Crewe, of course, was famous for bridges, trains and all sorts of things. We still had time to run a pub down West Street in Crewe. The site of the Lion and Swan pub, which is now a scaffolding place. The Lion and Swan used to be one of the main pubs for Travellers' Rest at one time. Soon there'll be no pubs left in Crewe. This empty wasteland on the corner of West Street used to be the doctor's. It's now been wasteland, nothing ever been done with it. The site of the old Chetwood pub, corner of West Street. And the insurance office, it used to be Hallam estate agent years ago. Crewe town centre, where Santander and all these shops used to be, was the Odeon where I was projection. A bit further down was one of the few photographic shops, I think it was Miller and Palin. Come across to New Look, that used to be the telephone exchange. The actual square itself used to be the bus station, and we had Britannia here. And it was a big fight trying to stop it being moved. Eventually it got moved round the corner. This is Upchester Bridge and Age UK and various others. This used to be the main British Rail offices. There used to be a steam train in a glass case that used to put penny in and sort of chuff chuff. You used to come here for your wages, various other things. Corner in Prince Albert Street, Chester Street, used to be the toll office. Many years. Back in the day when you used to sign on and get cash. One around the corner was the job centre. Back in the day, if you didn't have a job, you could go in and get 3 jobs within a day. Christ Church, still standing, but now a total wreck. Like most of the churches in Crewe, very few left standing or they've been taken over for something else. The town square, and this was part of this side, was the old library. It was a decent library, and above it was the town hall where you used to go bopping on a Friday night. And we have the war memorial, which got moved from round the corner. And the council thought they were so important that they pointed it the wrong way. It's the only one in the country pointed the wrong way. There used to be shops over the other side. One was Thorley's, a pet shop. Used to do everything. Just on the corner is the old technical college. There used to be a street, Castle Street, by the side of it, where we got our first house. It's like the forerunner of the Dame Bank, what have you, mainly to do with technical. Houses and flats on the corner of Flag Lane. What was the old pub? Used to be a little pub here. Possibly the bar. I remember the very first pints as a teenager. Idle Road and another church that long since passed. And now they've gone School of Dancing and Theatre School. been the school of dancing for many years now. Building for people with schizophrenia. Years ago this was chemical coating services. The same area, this is an old Mabel, was it Mabel Fashion? That's the main entrance to, it was a very big sewing factory at one time. It's now part of a business park. It was correct, it was the old Mabel Fashion. It's now being renovated. This would have been one of the most iconic landmarks of Crewe at one time. The old gasworks. Strangely, half the structure is still left. This was a massive gas tank at one time. And it really stood out in Crewe as a major landmark. Just when we didn't have North Sea gas and it was all manufactured. You still see some of the tank left. See the structure just about of the old parts of the old gas tank. Still quite a big structure, even though it was miles high at one time. And as we swing round, that also used to be the gas board, and then it became chemical coating services. Yes, you heard right, it was in Bridle Road and then they moved to this big site here.